Today, we're counting down the top 10 most intriguing and controversial conspiracy theories found on the internet. From secret government experiments to faked moon landings, these theories have captivated the minds of people for decades. Some believe they reveal the hidden truths behind world events, while others see them as nothing more than wild speculation and misinformation. But one thing is certain: they've sparked endless debates and discussions. So join us as we dive into the world of conspiracy theories, uncover the secrets and mysteries that lie beneath, and question what we thought we knew in Watch Top 10's Top 10 Conspiracy Theories. Number 1. The Protocols of the Elders of Zion. This theory is based on a document called the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which is a fraudulent document purporting to be the minutes of a meeting of Jewish leaders discussing their plans to achieve global Jewish domination. The document was first published in Russia in 1903, and it's been used as the basis for numerous anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Believers of this theory argue that the document is genuine and that it reveals a Jewish conspiracy to control the world's governments, economies, and media. They claim that Jewish leaders are secretly working to manipulate world events and that they're responsible for many of the world's problems, including war, poverty, and political corruption. But it's important to note that the Protocols of the Elders of Zion have been debunked as a forgery, and there's no evidence to support the claims made in the document. Number 2. 9/11 was an inside job. Next up, we've got the 9/11 inside job theory. You know, the one that says the September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon were planned and executed by the U.S. government, and not by the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda. Now, I know some people who swear by this theory. They point out supposed inconsistencies and discrepancies in the official story, like how the collapse of the World Trade Center towers couldn't have occurred as a result of the plane crashes and fires alone, or the lack of debris at the Pentagon crash site. They even suggest that the U.S. government had received warnings of a potential terrorist attack and that the attacks were used as a pretext for the U.S. to invade Afghanistan and Iraq, and to justify the implementation of certain domestic policies such as the Patriot Act. But let's remember, this is just a theory, and there's no concrete evidence to back it up, but it's definitely an interesting one to think about. Number 3. The Illuminati Conspiracy. This conspiracy says that there's a secret group called the Illuminati that controls world events and manipulates governments and societies for their own benefit. Now, this theory has been around for a while. It can be traced back to the 18th century when a secret society called the Bavarian Illuminati was founded in Bavaria, Germany. This society was made up of free thinkers, intellectuals, and academics, and was dedicated to opposing superstition, obscurantism, religious influence over public life, and abuses of state power. But it was banned by the Bavarian government in 1785 and was believed to have been disbanded soon after. But many people believe that it still exists and is still controlling the world in some way. Number 4. Chemtrails Conspiracy. Have you ever looked up at the sky and seen those white lines trailing behind airplanes and wondered what the heck they were? Well, some people believe they're not just your average airplane contrails, but actually chemtrails, a secret government operation to spray chemicals into the atmosphere for various nefarious purposes. The theory goes that these chemtrails are filled with everything from mind control agents to weather-modifying chemicals. Believers often point to the fact that contrails, the normal condensation trails left by planes, dissipate quickly, while chemtrails linger in the sky for hours. They also point to instances where planes have been spotted leaving these trails in patterns or grids, which they believe is evidence of a coordinated effort. Number 5. The moon landing was faked. Basically, people who believe in this theory think that the Apollo moon landings were an elaborate hoax put on by NASA and the US government, and that no human actually set foot on the moon. They argue that the government staged the landings to win the Cold War space race with the Soviet Union and distract from domestic issues like civil rights and the Vietnam War. Now, the theory is based on some supposed inconsistencies and anomalies in the footage and images of the moon landing, like the lack of stars in the sky, the waving of the American flag, and the supposed inconsistencies in the shadows. And some conspiracy theorists also argue that the technology of the time wasn't advanced enough to make a moon landing possible, or that the radiation levels on the moon would have been too dangerous for humans to survive. Number 6. The assassination of John F. Kennedy. This theory goes that the assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963 was the result of a larger, coordinated plot and not the actions of a lone gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald. Proponents of this theory argue that there were multiple shooters involved in the assassination, and that the Warren Commission, which was established by President Lyndon B. Johnson to investigate the assassination, didn't fully investigate the case and covered up the true events. They point to alleged inconsistencies and contradictions in the official story, such as the direction of the shots and the location of the shooters, and the destruction or alteration of key evidence. They also claim that there were several people or groups who had motives to kill Kennedy, such as the CIA, organized crime, or other government officials. Number 7. The Harp weather control device. Next up, we've got the Harp weather control conspiracy theory. This one says that the Harp facility in Alaska is being used to manipulate the weather and cause natural disasters as part of a secret government or military agenda. Proponents argue that Harp, which is a research program that studies the ionosphere, has the capability to manipulate the weather by using high-frequency radio waves to heat and disrupt it. They claim that the government is using Harp to create and steer hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, droughts, and other natural disasters, as well as to control the minds of the population. There are a variety of natural disasters that some people believe were caused or manipulated by Harp, including Hurricane Katrina, the Haiti earthquake in 2010, the Indian Ocean tsunami in 2004, and the California drought in the 2010s. Number 8. The Roswell UFO Crash and Cover-Up. According to the theory, in 1947, a UFO crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, and the U.S. government covered it up, saying it was just a weather balloon. But conspiracy theorists argue that it was actually an alien spacecraft and that the government has been keeping the truth under wraps ever since. People who believe in this theory point to eyewitness accounts that don't match up with the weather balloon explanation and alleged cover-ups by the government and military. They also claim that the government has been hiding the wreckage and even the alien bodies that were supposedly found at the crash site. Number 9. Flat Earth. This theory has been around for centuries but has recently gained popularity on the internet, with believers arguing that the Earth isn't a globe, but rather a flat disk that's surrounded by a wall of ice known as Antarctica. They claim that the government and NASA are part of a conspiracy to hide the true shape of the Earth, and that the evidence for a flat Earth can be found in ancient texts, religious texts, and personal observations. Believers will tell you about the alleged lack of curvature on long-distance flights, the supposed inability of ships to disappear over the horizon, and the idea that Antarctica is a giant ice wall surrounding a flat Earth. They also claim that NASA is involved in a conspiracy to hide the truth, and that they have been using fake images and footage of the Earth from space. Number 10. Birds aren't real. This is a wild one. Some are claiming that the birds you see in the sky and singing in the trees aren't real. Didn't you know? Birds are actually advanced drones or robots created by a secret organization or government. All those birdwatching enthusiasts are just being duped by a bunch of robots flapping their wings. And those Instagram bird accounts? Fake. Those pushing this theory argue that the movements and behaviors of birds are too precise and mechanical to be natural, and that they may be remotely controlled drones or robots. They also point to the fact that birds are never seen eating or sleeping, and that their migration patterns are too complex and orderly to be explained by natural instincts. Now, it wouldn't be a Watch Top 10 video without a bonus 11th item on the list. And buckle up, folks, because this one's a doozy. Number 11. Celebrity lookalikes. Some believe that some of our favorite actors and musicians have been replaced by clones or body doubles. Mainly, Avril Lavigne and Eminem, who have allegedly been replaced by lookalikes controlled by the entertainment industry. The theory goes that the real Avril and Eminem died years ago and were replaced by lookalikes, so that their careers could continue without interruption and the record labels could continue making money off of their catalogs and live performances. And it's not just Avril and Eminem. There's a whole list of other celebrities that some say have been replaced by lookalikes, like Paul McCartney, Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Tupac Shakur, and even Bob Marley. That's it for today's video, but what do you think? One could go down the rabbit hole further with these theories and many others, but it's important to remember that they're just that, theories. They have not been proven to be true or accurate and are often based on speculation and lack of evidence. It's important to approach this video and any conspiracy theories with a healthy dose of skepticism and critical thinking. We don't promote any of these theories as fact and remind you to always verify any information with credible sources. Thanks for watching another video from Watch Top 10s, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you again.